Hi everyone in Boss Nation. I didn't want this to take up all the corporate hours forever, so as the topic says, we'll get to the topic in a second. How poetry can be used in helping with proposals like corporately, like for your letters and for your dates when it comes to corporate meetings and how to draft them can still be corporately aligned with everything, but it can be poetic, and we'll get to that. But first, I gotta break through with the whole corporate situation myself so they remember it's me. I am going to phone them right now corporately so it doesn't make the video longer and everything. Okay, the Marietta location of Big Chicken High. How are you on this March 19th in 2024 Tuesday? I'm doing well and I am calling um because I want to have KFC as a franchise is help to support my poetry so that as it goes um, along with helping people with the money that I make from the poetry, I don't have to spend the helping people money on the poetry making material. So I would have called the one in Powder Springs, the 700 number, but that corporate phone number is not working. And my only complaint is yesterday. Um, it's in the hour of 6, so I called an hour later than this time, and I was told that regarding my request, I would get back. I would be gotten back to by your company, or someone would help to return my call, and it has not been so yet. Anyway, my hope is that you'll say yes, and that KFC will be somewhere that I could bring my team for meals every now and then, as I am achieving with the help of exercise, of getting up and walking miracle, as well as first and foremost, which this channel is dedicated to in a different way. Um, my Lord and Savior Trinity of Jesus Christ and everything, and Um, I just need to be gotten back to, or I just need someone to please and thank you get in touch with me corporately, because I can implement with my team these ideas um, on KFC, and I do understand that um things like what font size, like for example the um font at the smallest will need to be bold in all caps at 14 for the font number, and at the largest with those amenities bold on all caps, it'll be at 28 fonts for every type of contract you print out for me to sign. And I want you to please and thank you sponsor my poetry in the sense of buying the material, and I would like for you to be able to, as a franchise, allow me to host my team with a live audience of people eating there at KFC. Some people will be eating, some people will come and see me. So when I read poetry and live stream from there, I have a live audience. I would like permission to be able to record their live as well, please, and thank you. And just in case you're dealing with a lot of us, even though maybe not the way I spell it, I'll spell my name backwards, because you're dealing with 17-year-old Magagin, Moragan of the how to avoid fraud Morgan Magan Bo channel, and my name that was just spelled backward for you is of course Miss Megan, Morgan, and why my channel is called How to Avoid Fraud Though is I'll start with the how to avoid fraud part. It is that because it's called that because I don't want to be fraudulent with any team um allowing me to receive the helping people money as I am hired um by them in a way because or by you in a way you being the first them because I'll use your office space from time to time. You will help me please and thank you if you choose to say yes. To sponsor the material so that I don't have to spend the helping people money on the poetry book material. You let me live stream from there and sponsor your food because in that way, I'll have it be equal. Speaking of that, why it's called Bow is because I think of this helping people project like I think in a different way of being an arrow for the Lord in the camp of the enemy. I think of this helping people project like a present. So I put bow at the end, BOW, like a present or a bow in the hand of the Lord. And that's the meaning for the ending. Please and thank you. Um, Marietta location. Um, I post these videos on your Twitter for you after they're posted by me ending the live stream on my YouTube, and that's just because you can reach me through um putting a comment in each video, but you need to have a version 2, so I post it on Twitter for you, and I didn't want to get confused by posting it on YouTube also for you, so you'll see like yesterday was the 18th, for example, and I couldn't find a post for the 18th on your Twitter, so I just put yesterday's date as the date caption, and first I posted my um URL, and then I posted the day all after Miss M squared, or M times 2, which stands for Miss M squared, which stands for Morgan Magan, because my names both start for with the beginning of moon for the record. So, excuse me, normally I don't go through this when I'm talking. I'm just very excited, nervous, but the excitement is mixed with nervous, and th- that's okay. But it would be an honor to um work with you because of your mission, it being about the people first, making your employees have a great, comfortable work environment so that they can encourage each other and serve great food. And Morgan Magan shares a day with KFC regarding the month. KFC was born by Mr. Colonel Sanders on the 20th of March um, in 1963, and I was born in March also, but specifically on the 12th in 2007. So for that, you'll need specifically Marietta um, location, the information that is the date of birth information. You can get back to me via YouTube. You can um, get back to me via email as well, which is professional, and then my name sandwiched in between my email in all lowercase at gmail.com. And when I say all lowercase, I mean everything from the word professional to my name, and then Gmail is all lowercase, and you can also at 770-895-4466. Again, that is 770-895-4466. Get in touch with me. I would say that I won't scare you with how many times I call, but I am pretty persistent, so probably after, if not one more time before this video is over, but I have a show to get to, so thanks for listening and everything. And your that number is, Hold on. I'll get it. And I'll repeat what my um, computer says. What is the phone number to on 1100? What is the phone number to the 1100 Road KFC? The 1100 Road KFC's phone number is, yes, 1100 Powder Springs um Road. That phone number is 770 um 439 78 46. That's the number to the location I want to have your medium fries, your chicken nuggets, and your blackberry Pepsi, which, by the way, is all banking, which in my generation means I'm happy with the service taste bud wise or regarding my taste buds, um but that phone number is not working, so I used the next one available, and that one works, so I saved it, of course. So I am expecting a call back very soon as possible. No rush. I want to use this to help people as a source of entrepreneurship, so I know what it feels like and what it is corporately to be work slammed. I get that, but to help me help you um with advertising KFC while helping my poetry, please and thank you. I'll need a call back as soon as possible or ASAP for short. I have even came up with a slogan, which let you see my face for the rest of the video. You know, Boss Nation at large, and the Marietta location, which just means the audience of people who watch videos by Morgan Magan about poetry. Welcome to the Boss Nation family, but that's what I call my virtual audience and everything. I also would like you to get in touch with the other location for me. Marietta Big Chicken, the one that I'm calling now because I don't find a way to email them on your website each time I look, including the locations version, since you are a franchise of your website. So I'll need help with that. Um, I am going to check back on um the report part. In fact, I'm going to put this on where you can get it. And for speaking of where you can get it, if you look at other versions like No Structure and Pretentious of my YouTube videos, those are not the titles of my YouTube videos per se, except for the poetry part, but you can look at um, the poetry and listen to it in the other videos for samples, including you. Other than Twitter, Marietta location, this is going to go directly to you for KFC on Twitter.
Thank you for calling KFC. For English, please press 1. For Spanish, please press 2. To hear our better chicken commitment, please press 3. Please listen carefully, as our menu options have recently changed.
Your
To speak with
customer
an agent about a recent
service
visit,
line
press 1.
is what
If you are
I'm
calling about an
calling.
order placed at kfc.com, press 2. Hi, thank you for calling KFC Customer Care. My name is Diana. How can I help you?
Hi, Miss Diana. I'm calling because I went to KFC and I had your buffalo ranch sauce with fries and chicken nuggets. And while I was there, I wanted to talk to KFC, that location, about sponsoring my poetry so that the money I would use to help people from my poetry, I could just give that to people, but I want KFC to pay for all the materials like the paper, the colored ink, the book, sleeves and cover, etc. Things like that. So the um the number that is 770-439 fif- 5521, that KFC number is not working, so I called the other Marietta location, and right now they're not picking up. I would just like for you to document everything I've said and put it in a report, which is the 19th of March in 2024, with today's date as well, please. And my name is Megan, Morgan. I'll spell that for you. I spelled that
Hold
out.
on. One moment. Your name is? Okay, go ahead, please.
My name is spelled Maagain, comma Moragain.
I'm sorry. It is M-A...
Yes, Maagain, Moragain.
Is it your first name?
No,
Your first name only.
my first name only. That's what you need? Okay. So that's Moragain.
O-R...
Moragain.
A-G-I-N.
Again.
It's Morgan.
Yes.
This is your
First,
first name. And your last name,
yes.
please?
Maagain.
A-I-N.
Yes. Again, but with M-A at the front of that.
I'm so sorry. I didn't catch that. So it is
Again.
A-G-A-I-N.
Yes.
Okay. This is your last name?
Yes.
And your phone number, please?
770-895-4466.
Thank you so much. And hold on, Morgan.
All right.
And may I know, do you have a complaint? I mean, can you please repeat what is your concern?
Yes, I would like KFC to help me with poetry book sponsorship, like the
Poetry.
book sponsorship, like the cover
Sponsorship.
and all the materials for the book. And I want to tell KFC that, but they're not picking up. And the first number for the location that I gave you, that number is not even working. So I want,
Alright.
yes, and I want to be able to have a live audience and record from time to time with my team there, my YouTube videos.
So you have a YouTube video? Okay.
Yes.
Alright. Okay, since you have me on the line,
What?
let me help you with that.
What?
Yes. I mean, hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Clearly.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, since you have me on the line, it is my pleasure to help you out with it. And I do really apologize that you called the store, but they were not answering your call. I'm so sorry. And alright, I need to gather some more information from you so I can send this report to the above store leadership team. So, do you know the zip code of the store that you want to? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
May I know what phone number do you have? Is it the store?
No, I just gave you my phone number, but before I gave you the phone number of the store, whose phone number wasn't working.
Okay, but do you know the store location? Do you know the zip code so I can check what is the appropriate number for you to call?
That is 30127 1100
Thank you.
Powder Springs Road.
Okay, so this is at 4022 Powder Springs Road, Southwest Georgia. Powder Springs, Georgia. Am I correct? Is this the one?
Yes.
And you called the store already. 770-439-7446. Not yet.
Yeah. Yes, I called a store, but only the Marietta location is picking up. The location near me, the one on 1100 Powder Springs Road, Marietta, that phone number, nobody's picking that up. I called it and it made a beep sound like it was disconnected.
Okay. Alright, hold on. Let me find the appropriate store or near.
Okay, and I have it pulled up. Let me tell you the phone number that I called. Okay, hold on. I called the number that is 770-439
Yes, 439-7846, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is at 4022 Powder Spring Road.
Yes.
Southwest.
Nobody.
There was no answering your call.
Yes.
I'm so sorry about that. May I have your email address, please?
My email is professional, and then my first.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Your email address, please?
My email is professional, the word professional, and then my first and last name at gmail.com, and that is in all lowercase.
Professional and your name and your last name.
Yes, at gmail.com.
Your last name is Magain.
Yes.
And your first name is Moragain.
Correct, yes. What?
At gmail.com.
All right, yes. What did you say your name was again,
My
ma'am?
name is Diana. My
Thank,
name is Diana.
thank you so much, Miss Diana.
You're welcome. But this is invalid format. Are you okay? Hold on. Professional Morgan Marketing, right?
Yes,
RCO.com.
yes.
But this is invalid format. I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
Your email address is not. Is incorrect. Upon checking.
Uh, it might just be your customer service number. I can, for example, check my email at my library, and it would work. You,
Okay, I do really apologize. Okay, let me proceed. May I have your mailing address, please, if possible?
um,
Your mailing address, please.
my mailing address. No, until I'm sure that everything is going to work out. I don't want to give that.
Okay, I understand. Okay, what I can do right now is to send this report to the above store leadership team, so they will be informed about this. Since you cannot or you're not able to reach them, I will send this report, and please expect a call because as soon as they have received this case or reviewed this report, they will contact you. Okay?
All right. Which
All
team,
right.
Miss Diana? Thank you so much. Which team
You're
are
very much welcome.
which team are
You're
you
very much welcome.
going to send it to?
To the above store leadership team.
Above store leadership
Leadership.
team.
Yes.
What
Yes.
does that team do? What does that team do?
This is a complaint feedback department, so all we can do is to send this report to the above store leadership team, and as soon as they have reviewed this report, they will contact you regarding to your concern.
All right, thank you.
They can assist you further with your concern. All right, and thank you for calling KFC Customer Care with a form.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right. Happy Tuesday, March 19th in 2024. All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye for now.
All right. So that should help. And by what I did say before, Boss Nation, about the recording going to be placed on Twitter, they know that they're being recorded too on my side of things, and you should always let people know that. Anyway, for the class notes, what I mean by poetry proposals that are corporate is that you can make something up corporately about yourself, um, and let it be a poem and have it discussed in poetry form for your proposal, and you can pick out all the rhyming sentences and people will know it's you, and they'll get back to you. You know, a lot of but to make it unique, you can make it a poetry song and put it to a beat. But to make it unique, you could just have rhyming poetry too. Like, for example, I would say, "Hi, I'm Morgan Magan, and I want to help crowds of people with poetry books, and I don't care if people give me funny looks." And I would just write that down, and that would be a flyer for myself, for example. That's what I mean, people. And um you could always get, like, with all the legal stuff too, you could always get like a guitarist, a drummer, a saxophonist, and put your poetry to music and make it a poetry song. You could always find a proposal sheet that is corporate, and take their concepts and make it a printable sheet and make it something where you could erase the words and make it your own. Like, try to find that type of template and then put your poem um with your template or in your template, and then um put poetry music to it if you want, but that'll help you guide the poetry points for your flyer if you wanted it to be like that. Also, when I get help with this to help people, like you see, I'm trying to do that. You can also ask me to do that as well for you. I don't want to set a forever price, so, like, but something simple. You can make 15 by adding 10 to 5, so you would only need to give me 2 bills, if not um, just $5, for example, and I would make more money with multiplication to give away. So every single person that wanted to help me help people and purchased a flyer from me, this is how it would look like. This is what I would do. This is what I would do. I would tell you to tell me about your corporation and make it a rhyming story. And then, because I also do music too, I would get my band and we could sing it together. For the starter one, you or your group could sing it, or you and your group could sing it, or I could just sing it, and you would pay me the $5, and by multiplication, I would put it on a card after I loaded um, it on my card with the bank's help or by taking a picture of it, and auto pay myself for helping people. And yes, that's how it would look like. If you're not into the poetry part, or you don't think you are, if you have written slogans that rhyme intentionally slash unintentionally, you are into the poetic slogan type of background for flyer making, and you didn't even know it. So congratulations. So you'll find out that what you didn't know is your corporate comfort zone because of poetry is your um poetry comfort zone, and therefore your corporate one if you just push yourself um like the Disney movie Migration encourages, and for the fun of like for sentimental reasons, so it would be an okay movie to hear and view. I did go see that with my mom, and I totally recommend it as a family situation to watch the movie Migration because every age in the family could watch it and everything. Anyway, the next poetry tip is like don't um be afraid to calm yourself down after admitting that you're nervous and then write your poetry or speak it out on camera, but you have to deal with nerves to say that they're not there anymore in the sense that they should go away. There's a saying that says the first way to tackle a problem is admitting that you have a problem that you need to fix. The same thing applies to poetry in that case. You need to admit that you have a fear of public speaking, or even if it's just that you don't know how your poem is going to sound in front of people. I have a great tip. Because of YouTube, you could start with an unlisted or private stream and then go to settings and edit it and make it public later. That'll help you because you're not thinking of an audience being able to hear you and see your every move. The next poetry to like in the sense of proposals have an audience of like not strangers right off the bat. I wouldn't recommend someone, some people like in your extended and regular family members, get a small group of them and practice your poetic flyer to them. Ask them if you should make it a poetry flyer or a regular flyer because of how you're nervous. Remember, nerves are good because adrenaline helps you to rush into the moment and be outgoing and spontaneous. So, not all nerves are bad. Remember that. And of course, if they say you're too nervous, though, just go to the computer or have different copies of your written out proposal and just have them like mark with a pen with you your mark out all the rhyming words or erase them and make it um, a non-poetic flyer. I know that that doesn't seem like it would go as a piece of advice with the lesson title, but not everybody takes pictures the same way or sees things as is the point of my analogy the same way. So achieve whatever makes you comfortable in all that you do and you'll be successful. That's what I'm trying to say. You could also make remixes um to um songs for your spoken word poetry. I know a good example is Honey Nut Cheerios with that Nelly song, and I am talking about this one. Hold on, I'll pull it up for you and I'll play it. Hold on. Pardon technology being slow. I'm sorry, Boss Nation. The Honey Nut Cheerios commercial ad to the song by Nelly on YouTube. Okay. Okay. Yes, that's it. Okay, so that was the ad to Nelly's song. Anyway, they use poetry and their ad to make a song. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you can do. Yes, that's an old ad, but aren't you thankful that YouTube can store things because it was very helpful? By the way, Honey Nut Cheerios, and therefore, Mr. Nelly with that positive remix to your ad. Welcome to the Morgan Magan channel. I am your hostess, and if you want more later, after I make it from helping people money wise, I mean, just let me know, and I plan on having a Zelle, a Cash App, and a bank, you know, to get the helping people money, and I don't want to cheat people out of their money. Hence my YouTube name by me, Morgan Magan. How to avoid fraud. I literally give tips on poetry, like is the subject for my series, but I ask people when it comes to the people who help me get hired, how to avoid being fraudulent with their policies and procedures. So if you want more money when or money at all when I'm able to hand it over corporately, of course, let me know and everything. You can listen for my phone number and email at the beginning of this video, and you can also contact me um, on YouTube. Anyway, next poetry tip is that um, you can use onomatopoeias and everything, and for um, what that is. Hold on a second. I'm going to turn my screen. I use my big monitor for a second to show you in my YouTube video another YouTube video that will explain this to you. Also, older guardians and parents, this will help you with the age, like um, preschoolers and the younger ages to get them excited about poetry. So, how to get your little one excited about poetry on YouTube in school. this one, Lost Nation.
Hey everybody, in today's video I wanted to go ahead and share some easy steps to get your kindergarten, first, and second grade students writing their own poetry. Now in the last video I went ahead and shared some reasons why you should expose your young students to poetry and why it's so important for them. And actually the number four in there, the number four, was that it makes the students want to write their own poetry. It actually inspires them to do that. But writing poetry can be a little tricky when students are used to that very structured writing and doing all year long. So in this video today, I have 5 easy steps to get your students writing their own poetry. I'm going to gather my notes and get things ready, and let's get started with the video. Okay, step number one for getting students to start writing their own poetry is pretty obvious, but first they need to be able to explore lots of poetry on their own. Now, all year long, your students have been working on very structured writing. They've been learning how to write personal narratives, to write their opinions, and provide reasons. They've been learning about sentence and paragraph structure. And when they have to go from all these rules that they've learned into poetry, and they start to look at these poems, they might say, wait a second, where's the punctuation? Where is this story, with a beginning, a middle, and an end? It's not as easy for them to see. So naturally before students would be able to actually write any poems themselves, and they need to explore all different types of poems. I want them to see them, I want them to listen to them, and I want to talk about them together. So I actually gathered a few of my favorite poetry books that are specifically meant for kids that I absolutely love. Two of them I actually got from the Scholastic Book Clubs a few years ago. I'm sure they are still there. They're on Amazon as well, so I'll link those down below. This first one is called Shouts of Little Poems That Roar. And I'll go ahead and insert some pictures of what this actually looks like. But you can see here that the poems are colorful. They are in all different types of formats. Some are long, some are short. All of them are very, kid-oriented, which I love. This one here is one of my favorites. It's called Kids Rule. Write your letters, so much fun. Off to gym class, run, run, run. Time for numbers, 1 and 2. Now it's lunchtime, chew, chew, chew. This one I feel like is a really fun one to imitate the 3 words at the end that students can actually take and apply in their own writing. Another one I love that I also got from Scholastic Book Clubs a while ago is called Noisy Poems for a Busy Day. Now I really love these poems because as you can see, they are very short, so students don't have to feel overwhelmed by the thought of writing this big long poem. And as I'm actually going to talk about in the next step, this poem is full of sensory poems. It talks about what students can hear, what they see, what they feel, and that is an easy place to start when getting students to write their own poems. Alright, another one I love is called Firefly July, and this is a year of very short poems. So again, nice and short for your students to read, and this one is separated by seasons. So they have spring, summer, winter, and fall, and I really love this one because the poems don't rhyme. As your students will begin to see, not all poems have to rhyme, which allows them to feel a lot more freedom when they actually write their own poem, because it can be pretty difficult for your students to produce these rhymes as they're writing. So this kind of lets students read more free-form poetry. And the last book I want to share that I absolutely love is New Kid on the Block, poems by Jack Prelutsky. And actually, Jack Prelutsky in general, I love his poems for kids. Now, this is a big, long book. I actually have 3 poems marked off, so if you're in my Write Club, my story-based writing unit this month that I've added to the club is based on 3 different poems. So students can actually read and then write their own poems based on these ones. But these are usually pretty funny. There's one here, let me see if I can find it. It is called Be Glad Your Nose is on Your Face. And this is a rhyming poem, and it basically talks about how you should be glad your nose is on your face and not sandwiched in between your toes or on top of your head or within your ear. Just these goofy little poems that get students laughing. Now, in order for your students to really dive in and explore all these poems, they'll definitely want to highlight some of these, either rewrite them on chart paper or go ahead and put them under a document so you can talk about the poem together and read them together. Agriculture drives this country. My dad, he always said, take care of the land and it'll take care of you. When you come to cattle conservation programs, so we can survive in this. Years old, and it looks like this. And with this, what I have done is I made photocopies and I made them really small of tons of different poems that students like to read. And what they would do is they would recommend poems to their friends. So after they would go ahead and read a poem, if they thought another classmate might really like it, they would fold up the poem and they would go ahead and drop it in somebody else's poetry pocket. So then once or twice a day, they could go check their pocket. And of course, I would add my own little poems in there as well for students to check out if I thought they would enjoy them. All right, step number 2 in getting students to start writing their own poems is to focus on their senses. Now, I like to have my students use sensory details a lot in their regular writing for writing workshop units. So my students were already somewhat familiar with this, but even if you don't use sensory details often in writing workshops, your students likely know what their 5 senses are and they can begin to write their own sensory poem. Now, just like with any writing unit, I go ahead and model how to do this first and kind of do it with the class before they go ahead and write their own. My process today looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and let the class know that they're going to start writing our own sensory poems, and I'm going to give them a little planning sheet like this one right here. Now, I'm going to put two different types of new sheets. Here is one for popcorn, just as an example, and together we would walk through doing this. So I would do it up in front of the class, and I would do it over top of them, and they would each have their own sheet. We would just walk through what can I hear when I'm making popcorn, what can you see, what can you smell, what can you feel. We would walk through each of the senses and just brainstorm a few different words and ideas about things that our senses are gathering during that moment. Then on the next day, I would simply have them take that planning sheet and put it over to a blank piece of paper where they would write their own senses.
Hold on. One, of course. Now my heater noise stops. Now when I was just about to silence it after silencing the video. I hope too much Boss Nation you're not feeling the cold. But anyway, that's why my heater is programmed like that. Back to the video now. If you're new to poetry in totality, this video helps. I hope so. It's not only my perspective, but you get a different way to look at it according to your creativity. So I hope it helps. Let this lady know and me know in my comments.
Now, here's an example of one of my previous first grade students a long time ago who wrote this poem called Burning Popcorn. In it, the student writes, I hear the kernels popping in the microwave. I see yellow light in the microwave. I smell the butter on the popcorn. I feel spit falling down my chin. I taste burning popcorn. Ow! And then you can see that they drew a little picture of the burning popcorn from the microwave. There are a ton of different scenarios you could think of for students to write their own sensory poems. They can do a classroom poem. What do they hear, smell, see, touch, taste? What do they do right now in the classroom? What about at the zoo or in the garden? What about the senses of winter? It could be a winter-themed poem. You could do it with virtually anything, and students can just think about those 5 senses and start writing their own sensory poems. All right, step number 3 is to get students in touch with their emotions. So first we had students just explore a ton of different types of poems. Then we had students really think about the 5 senses and have them write some sensory poems. Now I like to really tell students that poetry, just like any form of writing, can be a great way to think about and express your feelings. Now you can do this so many different ways, but what I do is I like to have these little planning sheets right here And first, students will just go ahead and brainstorm 4 different things that make them feel happy. Being home with my family always cheers me up. I'm happy when I get to hang out with my friends, laughing at jokes, or swimming in the pool on a hot day. Those are some examples I might give the class for things that make me happy. Now, students can go ahead and take that brainstorming sheet and really make a poem in many different ways. They could simply title it happiness and then go ahead and list, 1 or 2 words in each line stating different things that would make them feel happy. They can also go ahead and try out a rhyme poem like this example I might share with them. Swimming in the pool on a hot summer day, hanging out with friends I love to play. My family always puts a smile on my face. Sleeping in my bed is my own happy place. At the park with my sister, lemonade in my cup. These are just some ways to cheer me up. Now, at this point, I do like to show students a few different ways they can go ahead and make those poems by, again, just making a simple list, writing out a few sentences, or trying to rhyme, like in that last one I shared. I like to emphasize to students that what is so great about writing poetry is that, for the most part, there aren't that many rules when you're writing free-form poetry, so they can write it in any way they want. After students go ahead and write their own feelings poems, I definitely like to have them share them with the class, so we can see the different types of poems students wrote and the different types of emotions students wrote about as well. It's only after we go ahead and write some sensory poems, some emotion poems, and basically just kind of like list and sentence type poems where we're just kind of writing, we're just kind of getting out our feelings, emotions, our thoughts, and ideas. Only after that is when I go into different types of form poetry that have specific rules. So that's actually going to be step 4. Okay. Try Arabic Essential List. Listen to 45 days of universal favorites. Don't miss X-Men 97, only on Disney Plus. Get this done by working together as a team. Jeez, stop. Keep buzzing in my ear. So like I just mentioned, step 4 is to introduce your students to different types of form poetry. Now, these can be a whole lot of fun, and these, like I explained to my students, are much different from those kind of free-form sensory and feeling poems. Now, the sensory and feeling poems have some rules in the fact that, a sensory poem has details about the different senses. In a feelings poem, you are expressing your emotions in some sort of way. But these poems are much more rule-driven. Now, in kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade, there are a few different shape poems that I always introduce every single year, so let me share those with you. The first I like to share is an acrostic poem. It looks like this. And with these poems, you go ahead and have a topic word, and you write it down vertically, and then students need to go ahead and kind of describe that topic word using each letter of the topic. Next, I like to go ahead and introduce cinquain poems that look like this. Now, my students really like these because we use words of speech, and it's only 5 lines to describe a topic. So here's an example. Kittens, adorable fluffy, purring, scratching, playing, grow up too quickly, and cats. So as you can see, there's the first line introduce a noun, the second line is 2 adjectives, the third line is 3 verbs. Again, they're all relating to this topic being kittens. The fourth one is a phrase that has to be 4 words long that goes ahead and describes the topic. And then the last one is another 1-word synonym for the first word, which is the topic, so kittens and cats. And the last one, which is a student and teacher favorite, are shape poems. And here's an example of that, but a shape poem can either be written inside an already drawn shape, or students can go ahead and challenge themselves to write their poem so it actually creates the outline of their shape, and that shape is the topic. So here are some examples from students that have done this in the past, and these are some of my favorites. Here's a shape poem of a fish that a student made, and she made it in the shape of a fish. The way I have them do this is I have them actually outline very faintly a fish, and then they could write along the outline. Here the student writes, a fish is cool because it swims in the sea. I like to eat fish. I mean goldfish crackers. They are good. I like fish, and the sea is cool. Again, not many rules here other than all of the sentences have to go ahead and describe the main topic. They could draw it in the outline of the fish and decorate around it. It is a lot of fun. Here's another one the student did, and I thought this was so cool because not only did she do it with the kite, but she actually drew the shape with the wind blowing the kite. And this one she writes, the wind blows my kite decided to write from the bottom up. So this student writes, flowers smell so sweet. They come in all different colors like red and pink. Sometimes they are very small, but flowers are beautiful. There are other form poems I also like to introduce, like haiku and color poems and a few other ones, but those three are some of my absolute favorites in K for 2. And last but not least, step number 5 would be to go ahead and add all of these templates and all of these planning sheets to a writing center for students to use and implement throughout the rest of the year. So the way I've always taught this in the past is that very first day when introducing teaching writing poetry, we go ahead and just spend the day exploring, like I mentioned back in step 1. Then on every other day, we will do a little bit of exploring, meaning maybe I will go ahead and read a poem or two aloud before we go ahead and start writing. And then I would actually introduce the type of poem. So let's say it was day 2, and we would introduce a sensory poem. I would model it, do it with my students, and then they would write their own. Day 3, same similar setup where we would do this with a feelings poem. And then each day after that is when I would introduce a new and different type of form poem. So day 4 might be acrostic poems, day 5 might be shape poems, whatever form poetry you want to go ahead and introduce. But you always want to leave a little bit of time for students to still explore and read those different poems themselves. Once students have learned to write all the different poems you wanted to teach them, I like to go ahead and throw them in a center and let students free write whenever they want to. So if they have a little extra time where students maybe might be writing in a journal in your classroom or answering a writing prompt of their choice, they also now have another option to go ahead and write a poem. Maybe they want to write a shape poem, maybe they want to write an acrostic poem. It's totally up to them. When I was teaching first grade, I found that in April, May, and June, my students would absolutely gravitate towards those poetry templates during free writing time. For whatever reason, they just found them to be a little bit more fun. They could kind of write about whatever they wanted without, there being those specific rules of, beginning, middle, and an end. They could just, maybe they were feeling sad that day, grabbed a template and wrote about all the reasons they're feeling sad. Or maybe they wanted to do a shape poem and draw a picture of something and color it in. I never spent too much time really honing in on their poetry other than just praising it and being excited that they were writing and enjoying it. So there you have the 5 steps I take when I am teaching my own students how to write poetry in a K through 2 classroom. All of the little writing sheets and planning sheets that I've shared in this video are available in my writing poetry unit. I'll go ahead and link that down below. I sell it on TPT and on my store on my site. So I will link those down there in case you want to grab them. But you can easily just follow those same 5 steps in your own classroom as well. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and click that bell. That way you're notified of every new video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Alright, now unfortunately what TBT means for all the upcoming and already teachers of above grades and that level of poetry teaching, and if your students are above that grade and you just want to use the K through 2 or kindergarten through 2nd grade model to teach them the basics of poetry, you can do that with those examples in a classroom. And for my corporate people, if your corporation or your corporation setting does not deal with a classroom, you can make those types of sheets, even just planning sheets using Excel, PowerPoint, or Microsoft Word, depending on how you want your paper to look, and then fill it in with your poetry to help yourself of any kind, for your business, for if you're an upcoming teacher and you just want to save money, if you want to teach poetry for fun, if you have a new friend and you're like, I don't know how they would like to communicate or what they like to do, you could introduce them to poetry. If because of my videos you're inspired or any of the videos I've shared. And now for a poem called Before I End This Video, Orange. Everyone, let me make sure you can see my face properly and that I'm not leaning, and then we'll start the poem. Okay. Funny, colorful, creative space takes me into new dimensions or new areas in my head of a just my own place, not needing to say too many if I don't want to. Birds being able to sing in a one of a kind way with God's beautiful nature, animals, although not limited to them, called birds. This is true what having a favorite part of the rainbow can help you do, and to me this is the meaning of orange. Thank you so much, everyone. As you can see, I am modeling it today. For that reason, I thought to myself, um, um, have a poem about orange and not be wearing or modeling orange the color, because I didn't want my creativity box, as it would have no choice but to not be an heart expression and picture wise felt, so I had to model orange. And now to close the show, I must say before I close the show that what I'm going to use to close the show is an adventure word poem of a different type. It is actually a song, and it's to new beginnings and starting over in society and not being so hard on yourself or not thinking you cannot make a better person if you feel like you need to out of yourself. And it's about starting over from a baptism perspective for those in the um, faith community, be it mosques or temples or sanctuaries for me with my church family. Hallelujah, which is God in His people, and we have many branches, so that way our sanctuary is spread out. But I go to one with um, my family that is nearby. So yeah, that's what I mean. And this is going to be the lyric version by God's Son because of His Son Jesus Christ, named Jason Nelson. So welcome, positive, secularly, and from a Jesus Trinity, Lord and Savior standpoint, Mr. Jason Nelson. Please let this be okay. And if you want it, you can email me, talk to me on YouTube, and um, call me at 770-895-4466 because after 17-year-old Morgan Magan receives a getting up and walking miracle, helping people even more situation other than just through poetry, which is what for this unit all my videos are about. Um, I'll be happy to pay you if you change your mind later, but I can't from an entrepreneur perspective do that yet. So thank you, and please let this cover be okay. It'll be your song called Forever, and I am just going to go ahead and say for every generation, I'll see you soon and bye. And for millennials and the Gen Z generation, which means bye now, all the little ones, deuces and everything. Thank you so much for tuning in every age to my helping people through poetry class. Happy Tuesday. And I am going to introduce a time where you can hear from me poetry that is not free verse or off the top of my head. It's going to be typed written on paper so you could share your own in the comments and I will read it on air, and let's make this interactive. About me reading it on air though. I will only read it on air if you want me to, so say no in the comments if that's a negative. Miss Morgan Magan, meaning no, I do not want you to read it on air because I want you to I want you to let me read it myself. If you have like your guardian or parent with you, younger ones, you can post a video at the bottom of certain YouTube videos that I create, just like um a new one or an old one. Like for example, this video is gonna be a day old come tomorrow, or one technology I was about to say, or one tomorrow is here, so you could post it on the next one. If not, this one with your parents, okay? And just it could be about anything but positive, secular. So no negative messages where it doesn't have a positive message to counteract it, because that's part of life. No matter how you believe, even if you just believe in the positive secular form only of being optimistic, and definitely no language in the poetry word picture was included that is negative to hearing, just with fresh ears. Like, I don't want to have to play your video and put a sound, for example, over what you say. Okay, those types of videos, interactive ones, will not be welcome, please, and no thank you for those types of videos. And now for the song. Either all of it or some of it. I don't know yet if it's not a long song, then all of it. And if it doesn't disturb dinner because it is long, yeah, you know what I mean. Forever is a long time. Lyrics by Jason Nelson, YouTube. Oh, and before I play that, I forgot one short video. So hold on. It's gonna help corporate propose. So why is I want to play that for you too? Okay. How to write in short video form a corporate proposal from job from jobform.com on YouTube. How to write a short corporate proposal. The definition is from Mozilla Firefox. Jobform.com. How to write a business proposal. This, by the way, Boss Nation, was not the video I was looking for. So if it's a little longer than normal, I apologize. Alright. It didn't say, hold on. Okay. I believe, hold on. Okay. As I was saying, it didn't say job form specifically, and she had a very beautiful accent, the lady. But because of her accent, if you did not understand what she was saying, I'm gonna put the link down below so you could watch it. And by watching her mouth the words, you'll be able to understand as she's saying it what she is saying. So in the description, I will um link to that now. Um now if you will excuse me, I'm getting ready to sing You Forever, so by Jason Nelson. So you can of course feel it here. I'll be committed to you. I'll never leave you. Nothing in this world could make me walk away in melodies. No matter what was my way, I'll be by your side. No matter what you face, wondering. Because forever is a long time. That's how long I'll love you. That's how long I'll love you. Forever, forever is a long time. That's how long I'll love you. That's how long I'll love you. Forever, no matter what. I'll be by your side. No matter what you do, this is my promise. My hold on, baby. That's how long I'll love you forever. Forever is a long time. That's how long I'll love you. That's how long I'll love you forever. Forever is a long time. That's how long I'll love you. That's how long. Amen, Lord Jesus, I love you forever. I will love you. I'll love you. I'll love you. I'll love you forever. I'll love you. I'll love you. And Jesus, I'll love you forever. I can see because I'll love you forever. I'm committed to you. I'm committed to you. I'm committed to you. I'm committed to you. I'm committed to you forever. I'm committed to you. I'm committed to you. I'm committed to you. I'm committed to you forever. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever. Forever and ever. Forever. Forever and ever and ever. Forever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. Forever. So thank you to his crew and to Mr. Nelson. Okay, I already copied and pasted only the proposal video for the corporate stuff, and I'm going to paste it. I don't need to since I let you in my video see my screen. So just remember by Jason Nelson, the King Jesus Gospel artist that's called for info. And with that, I say bye. And fun fact before I go though, my poem was supposed to, although I'm not connected corporately in a passion creativity way to that color, so I decided to change it for that reason. It was supposed to be called teal, as in teal blue, which is blue and purple mixed together, but I decided to change it to my first favorite, and I was inspired by somebody because that's not in my favorite list except for maybe fourth, if not third. I was inspired by somebody to make it be called Till Blue before, but if you're not passionate about something, it won't work for the fun of poetry, except if you're trying to learn about the different writing styles poetry wise, but especially for corporate through poetry business proposals, I wouldn't recommend that. So mine is just for fun. Mine is the whole corporate poetry flyer poem I gave you earlier. So that's why that's my recommendation. Um I had some technology trouble, so Hopefully tomorrow it'll be earlier, but I'll definitely see you by the grace and mercy of Jesus tomorrow. And I'm gonna make sure I have this aligned properly because I want to sit up. But anyway, bye, Boss Nation. Thank you, all ages, for listening. And I hope you're having a great in 2024 on March 19th, Tuesday. If you weren't and I made you laugh, meaning Him as the Father, Him as the Son, and Him as the Holy Spirit in my Lord Jesus, I think that's fantastic too. So thank God before you think any just regular person, but you're welcome on behalf of Him always, Boss Nation.